Very crucial. We have a house blend. It's what I would call a Cadillac blend. Nathan and Natalie have access to. It has 5% feed fat. It has the Vela-4 in it for reproduction, milk production, and so on. And this is a Cadillac product. And I think it has a 25% crude protein value. We have selenium yeast. I mentioned a while ago, and I'll tell you a story about selenium yeast. About 10 or 12 years ago, I did a lot of business over in the Owens Valley, Bishop area, Lone Pine there. And I had a good customer over there call me. He said, Geoff, I got a problem with these calves. He says, we've been feeding this FOSPRO liquid for 12 years now, and we're planning on continuing on with it. And he says, well, I got cattle going to Texas to the feedlot, and they got a wreck over there with these cattle. So what's the wreck? Well, they say in the blood there is no selenium detectable. The cattle are almost kind of anemic to a degree what selenium deficiency would cause and muscle problems and so on. He said, we got to address this. I said, well, your formula, you got the selenium, all the selenium in there, we can put it in. He says, okay, well, there's something wrong. So I said, well, I'm going to come over. I went over and pulled grass samples and got it. There was I've never seen a sample like that. Not only was there no detectable selenium in the plant samples, like took grass samples, there was no copper available. So we had to address that. So I'm thinking, gosh, how are we going to address that? We can only put 3 milligrams per head per day in these cattle. How are we going to address that? So this product had just come on the market, a selenium yeast, and again, a high bioavailability. So I said, hey, let's put this in here. Let's put some available copper in there. Available copper. High bioavailability. It's going to jack the price a little bit, but it's a cheap insurance policy. He says, I got to do something. We put it in there the next season, problem gone. Haven't heard of that problem ever since. So, these are some tools that we have, whether it's an extreme case or whether it's an everyday case, but to tie into efficiencies. Luis is going to talk about a Vela-4 amino acid complex in a little bit. It doesn't get much better than that, and I'm not just saying that because Luis is here, but I can honestly tell you, it doesn't get any better. When you look at different forms of minerals, copper, manganese, and so on, you hear chelates, you hear all these other terms applied today, and there's a wide gamut of different types of minerals that are used. It doesn't get any better than that. Bioavailability, not that we study about that. Bovitec, we have a liquid with Bovitec, specifically FDA approved. It's used for non-lactating cattle. I had somebody, we were talking earlier today with Natalie and Nathan about somebody that might want to feed some to pre-calving cows or pre-calving heifers. It's clear. There's nothing wrong here. But when they freshen, by law, you're not supposed to feed it to lactating cattle. Its cousin, Bovitec's cousin, Rumensin, on the other hand, is cleared for lactating cows, but it's not clear to go in liquid supplements. So, anyway, but this is a powerful tool for growing cattle, for getting cattle maybe ready to breed sooner, getting ready to go to the feedlot a little sooner. It's not a drug that has to be withdrawn before they go slaughter, before cattle go to the sale barn. But it really enhances feed conversion and translates that into growing. Rumensin I mentioned, this can go in feedlots. This can go in a dry mineral supplement for stocker cattle. Enzovac and Selmanax, these are kind of new generation technology tools that we have in our box that are a yeast derivative, yeast type product that stimulates appetite. It feeds the microorganisms in the rumen, and it enhances herd health, feed conversion. There's a lot of different things. One of the components that's in this Enzovac is called MOS, M-O-S, and it's a long word like this that I can't even begin to say, but I can tell you this. It's, in a simple man's terms, which I like, it's called sticky sugars. You can call it sticky sugars. Basically, I can get my mind around that. And I can say, okay, sticky sugars goes in through the digestive, or it's ingested, it goes through the digestive system. If there's pathogens, whether it's coliform or salmonella or these types of microorganisms that are really causing havoc and scours and so forth, it'll literally grab a hold of that and it encompasses it and just takes it right out the back, so it flushes these cattle and it gets them back on their feet quicker. Phenomenal product. It's available to go in liquid and dry minerals as well. Safeguard dewormer, we have not sold any of this yet. It is cleared, it's been cleared for I think 5 years now to go in liquid on a very specific narrow feeding program. I ran the numbers on this. It's comparable sometimes to conventional deworming programs, ivermectin and so forth, but I don't know, we haven't sold it yet. It is available. Allicid IGR, this has been a huge mover the last 7 or 8 years. This product takes care of horn and face flies. It's cleared for all natural. I'm not sure if it's cleared for organic, but it's cleared for all natural cattle. There's no withdrawal time. Phenomenal on breaking the cycle. It's fed right through, it passes through, goes into the manure pad. And when the larvae, the horn and face flies lay their eggs, they hatch, the larva begins to eat the manure and so forth. And it takes in this allicid and it breaks the cycle. They never mature. And they just die right there. So, and it does not hurt the dung beetles, so it's environmentally safe. Very good product and phenomenal. Again, this is an efficiency product, and it is very cost effective. And lastly, we have what we call blow guard. We have supplements that in those times of years, and not every year this happens, but in those times of years where we are really blessed with a whole lot of rain and a lot of great grass, we got clover and fillery and everything coming on like gangbusters. Sometimes some of these cattle get their bloat, and so we have blow guard that just works phenomenal. And it's available for liquid and dry minerals as well. And just to tie it all together, what we have to offer, and we can elaborate more afterwards in conversation if you have questions, is we have what we call FOSPRO programs. Okay? Nathan and them can sell you a supplement. They can do a great job with service. And I'm a firm believer of going one step further to a specific program, again, to maximize efficiency on a cow-calf operation or a stalker operation, whatever it might be. We have a supplement that runs 20% crude protein, has all the minerals, vitamins, phosphorus, so forth, for summer, for pre-calving. You got cattle turned out up here in the foothills, keep this out there. Very, it's kind of, I like to use the term of cars, and between a Volkswagen and a Cadillac, in there somewhere you have different ranges of types of automobiles. This product right here is probably a medium Chevrolet. It's a good product. Late gestation, what I talked about, I alluded to earlier with 5% feed fat, 25 protein, available for selenium yeast. This is a Cadillac. This is a Cadillac. And this can be fed the last 30 days prior to calving. If you really want to step it up, you don't have to, but if you really want to step it up, you want the best, this is the one to go in 30 days prior to calving through that next 60 days, and then you get ready to turn, like down in our country with fall calvers, you get ready to turn bulls in around the 1st to the middle of November. You can feed that right up to that point. Or you can go into this lower protein, energy dense for reproduction. And we were talking earlier about this product, and I'd say this is nothing new. This is not rocket science with this one. This we did back in the 70s when I was with Lumix Incorporated, the original Lumix, and I started with them in 73, and I was going to Fresno State. And if there's Chico State or Cal Poly people here, Fresno State Ag's the premier ag school, so just to let you know. You guys are way back here, I love it. Anyway, this product here, it's a 11% crude protein, energy dense product, has available selenium yeast, minerals, vitamins, phosphorus, etc. High magnesium levels, so it can go for grass tetany as well. It's very palatable. Matter of fact, we had an ingredient in there called sucram. Sucram is basically to the livestock feeding what Splenda is to human consumption. Splenda for livestock is what it is. And I guarantee you put that in a liquid supplement or dry minerals, you got cattle that won't eat, and I guarantee you're going to be calling and saying, hey, how do we shut these cattle down or slow down because it works. But if you're in a green grass situation and you want to flush these cows 30 days, put in a high energy dense product, and I'll tell you what, you'll flush those cattle and get them to cycle. And when you turn the bulls out, they're ready to go. Again, it's a tool for efficiency. And then we have a new product we came out with last year. We did a little testing down in Central California in Madera County with some cow operators. A weaning, pre-shipping, and even a creek feed. If anybody is interested in creek feeding the calves. Again, it's a low protein, very similar to this. It has high levels of B complex vitamins, available copper, selenium, and some other goodies in there, plus a sucram. And this will help in stress reduction. It will really shine these cattle up when they're weaned and you're getting ready to put them on a video, or they're going on a truck to the sale barn, or however you're selling, or you got a buyer coming to the ranch. I'll tell you what, 2 or 3 weeks prior, and it'll really shine those cattle up. So those are kind of our programs.